Hello. So this week, what we're going to do is I'm going to take you guys through what I'm going to eat on my peak week. I hope you enjoy it. Good evening, guys. Welcome back. So thank you for joining me for my video, Meal Prepping with me, Jean Marie, and what I'm eating on peak week. So this is my peak week leading into the INBF Monster Mash on November 5th. Today is Sunday. So as you know, I do my meal prep on Sunday. Went in this morning and I worked glutes and chest. And I want to take you through what we are eating this week for peak week. One of the things that I make sure to do is I eat almost all chicken for my peak week, and I'll take you through that in a moment. Typically, I would season my chicken with like a seasonal, or I really like the Olive Garden garlic and herb seasoning. This week on my chicken, all I've done is sprinkled it with cinnamon. Cinnamon is a natural diuretic, so that's one reason I use it. Also because I really like cinnamon. So I don't add sodium to anything this week. Something you'll notice if you watched my video, what I'm eating 2 weeks out. In that video, I had cottage cheese, which has a fair amount of sodium in it. It's also dairy. Dairy tends to cause me to hold a little bit of water. And I also had solid white albacore 2 weeks out, and that's something that also has a fair amount of sodium in it. So this week, none of that sort of thing. It's just chicken. And I've got some lean top sirloin. I actually picked up the steaks and brought it over to the butcher and had him cut that into stir fry for me. So that's what I do. I don't add a bunch of seasoning, and I make sure that I pick the all natural chicken because it doesn't have the injection of the sodium salt solution. So when you buy a chicken that's called tender and juicy, if you read the fine print on the label, you'll notice it says injected with up to a 15% salt solution, or injected with up to a 12% salt solution. So if you're competing and you're meal prepping for the first time, that's something that you want to look at, and that might help you. So the nutrition label will also show, even if it doesn't say that on the front, the family pack chicken at my store, that chicken has 95 milligrams of sodium per serving. This all natural only has 65 milligrams. So it's a little difference, but I'm eating it 4, 5, 6 times a day for 6 days. That adds up. So anything I can do to help my body just be tight and lean, I want to make sure I do that. So let's talk about what I'm having this week. I am going to be having 3 ounces of that top sirloin cut into stir fry, and I did prep it, so all I have to do in the morning is throw it into the microwave for like 25 seconds, just give it a little warmth. And then I also have down there in the front, as part of meal 1, I've diced up 2 ounces of mushrooms and 2 ounces of red peppers because I love them. Great for vitamins. They add volume to my egg whites. So I'll have 6 egg whites with the veggies in there. I'll get the egg whites going in the pan. I'll throw the veggies in the microwave for 30 seconds with the lid on. Then I'll dump those into the pan. Then the steak will go in while I'm cooking up the rest of the egg white. And then the steak will be warm and I can eat it all at once. And then I'm off and out the door to the gym so I can get in my workout and then get to work. All right, so meal 2. This week, kind of similar to 2 weeks out, I have 125 grams of asparagus. I like really skinny asparagus for 2 reasons. First, it's nice and tender. And second, it looks like more when you're putting 125 grams in there. If you all want to eat the fat asparagus and get a whole 6 whopping thick sticks, good for you. I want my whole Tupperware bottom to be full of asparagus. So I have that. I have my 4 ounces of chicken, and I have my sweet potato because this is the meal that I actually eat post-workout. So that's meal 2. Then we're heading on to meal 3 this week. I have 200 grams of zucchini in here, and then it's topped with my 4 ounces of chicken. Again, these are chicken tenders. I bake them at 400 degrees for 16 to 18 minutes, and I've sprinkled them with cinnamon before they go in the oven. When I buy the tenders, they bake perfectly even like that. I don't have to worry about it being raw, so that's one reason I really like those. Especially when I don't have Big Mike to pound out the chicken breast because I'm not as good at doing it. So it still ends up lumpy and stuff, so I don't want to deal with that. So that was meal 3. Meal 4, back to asparagus. So asparagus, if you didn't know, is also a natural diuretic. So we really don't want our body holding on to anything this week. So you want to have your water going in and everything coming out. In, out. High fiber, getting your vitamins and nutrients. And you don't want to be holding water. We want to be nice and tight. See those muscles, right? So anyways, 125 grams of asparagus. Again, skinny because it looks like a lot more. And 4 ounces of chicken on top. Next meal, back to my zucchini. So I've got that 200 grams of zucchini, zoodled, made into noodles, with 4 ounces of chicken. And now I do cook my asparagus, and most of my greens and my vegetables I always cook. The one, and I shared this last week as well, that I do not ever cook is zucchini, and that's because it will not make it a week in my fridge. So this is actually raw. It'll go into the microwave 90 seconds with the lid popped, and then seal it when it comes out. Let it sit for 1 to 2 minutes, and it will perfectly steam it, whether you have it zoodled or you have it cut into circles. I like to make it look a little different because I'm eating the same thing and just alternating it. And then for my final meal of the day, I'm going to be having a sweet omelet. I will have 6 egg whites and throw in either a tablespoon of dark baking cocoa and blend it up and cook that as like a nice big omelet, or a quarter of a cup scoop of canned pumpkin with the 6 egg whites and blend it up, and I'll cook that as an omelet. If you need it a little sweeter, I don't necessarily. You can throw in a packet of stevia in the raw. And that's a nice, easy, quick, low-calorie meal 6, something that's very prep-friendly in my opinion. So that'll be my meal 6. I don't have it out here. Something I do want to share, a meal prep tip. I won't be doing this week for Peak Week. However, if you do enjoy noodling your zucchini or noodling your summer squash like I do, grab some of these Laughing Cow cheese wedges. Their macros are fantastic. One wedge is only 35 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, 1 carb, 2 protein. So if you like cheese, you know cheese is very high calorie typically. So throw your zoodles in the microwave, get them 90 seconds in there. Take 1 or 2 of these, pop it in there when it comes out, and then seal it so it continues to steam and it will melt this cheese. Toss it all around. Now you've got something that's kind of like an Alfredo. This one is garlic and herb. I really like the garlic and herb one, so you better believe when I'm not on Peak Week, I'll be adding this back in. That's a little meal prep tip for you. Delicious. And then what I've got prepped here, these are all of my potatoes, because certainly this food I'll be eating Monday through Thursday. Obviously, you don't see a whole lot of carbs here because my intention is to be depleting my body and doing depletion workouts, really get all that glycogen out of my muscles. And then on Friday, I will be carbing up, and I really like sweet potato, so I use sweet potato to carb up. So these are all my sweet potato portions ready to go for Friday. And then on Friday, I will prep my food for Saturday. Now, if you watch my video about behind the scenes of the Granite State Open, getting ready for the show, and then behind the scenes of the Granite State Open show day, you'll see what I eat on show day on Saturday, and also what I eat to sugar up to hit the stage. So check that out, and make sure you eat meticulous.